Welcome everybody to my lichess Simul stream, International Master William Paschall. We're going to start a 40-40 Simul, making it a tiny bit longer than usual here. And I think that'll be cool, because the Simuls have been kind of fast. An extra 10 minutes will probably make it a little bit easier for everybody. So let's get the camera working. Size up the screen here. Alright, this should work. So 40-40 Simul on lichess. I'm Sparkle Horse. And we got two challenges already. Soul to Ego, Turistaya. 40-40 Simul. Usually it was 30-40. I'm moving it up to 40-40. See how that works. Be just a tad longer than it has been in the past. I think we're good to go. Got audio. So Soul to Ego. I'm not, I am. Move 11. Abdallah, Turistaya. Demian. Royal Python. Good to see you, man. Topablito. I think I mispronounced that. Topalobito. Gleitson. Welcome again. Back. Pawn of the Dead. Fearless Krevs. Wow, lots of players, man. Normally I'm doing 20. I think with a longer stream I could take up to 25 here, since it's 40-40 now. So accept up to 25 players. What's up, everybody? Good luck. International Master William Paschall. We'll start when we get to 25 players, or I would say 6:45, but lots of players today. Title really helps to start Simul. You're talking about my chess title? Title of the stream. Okay, I've got, on lichess it says Blitz and Classical Chess. I should edit that. For some reason it's not letting me do that. Let's see if I can fix it here. Thank you. Yeah, I understand. So let me see. Yeah. I don't know if this will update it or not. It should. Yeah, sometimes I over Simul on lichess. Now let's see if that will update. Thank you for bringing that up. Gleitson, Royal Python, welcome guys. Yeah, last time not too many. I don't know. There's a couple players trying to do honestly, what looks like Guinness Book of Records Simuls here. But I'm focusing on really teaching when I'm doing these Simuls. I'm not trying to make it an accomplishment for my ego or myself to see how many players I can play. I'm sure I could play 100 players, but I'm not sure what the quality of the games would be like. So I don't have anything to prove to anyone. I just want to do this to help you guys and give you a good experience. So Charco, Alex Dyer, Smarf, Sandoon, 19 players. I will go as high as 25. When will it start? We're going to start when we get to 25 players. Looks like that's going to happen pretty quickly. In the past I did 20, but I was doing 30-40. So I thought with the 40-40 we could try. I gave myself 5 extra minutes. I thought we could try. You have to click on the Simul stream. We could try an extra 5 players. Typically I do 20. But we'll go up to 25 players today, and I think everyone will get a quality game. By the way, I'm International Master William Paschall. During the year, I'm usually living in Budapest, Hungary, but for 2 months in the summer, I'm here in the United States, streaming from Eastern Time, USA. In a month from now, you might see me streaming from Central European Time. So it's 40-40, extra clock time 20 minutes, Jack Kasparov, and 5 spots left. Really filled up fast again. I think because these guys are playing these massive simuls, like 100 players or something. People are getting more into it, but I don't want to try to do some kind of record-setting simul. Just quality games we're aiming for here. And yeah, this is going to be good. Carlos, a lot of new names that I've never seen before. And pretty strong average. Looks like most players are around 2,000. Juan. Not a lot of masters. Man, it filled up fast. So if you guys, I do ask though, if you do sign up to play, you know, it takes over 2 hours to play a long game, and if you don't have that much time, I really don't appreciate people like dropping out in the middle of the simul, unless it's like a real emergency. So I need to pee, when will it start? That's what I'm talking about. Don't drop out because you need to pee or something. It does last pretty long, so keep that in mind, guys. Chess player, man, why do we have so many more players than usual? Okay, I don't think last time was on, I think last time was on a Sunday morning. It's a little slower. Friday evening is better. And 23, 24, one more player. We're going to start the simul up. Cyber Tiger Misha. Alright, we'll do 26 and start the simul. Here we go, guys. 26 playing. Soul to Ego. I've got extra time. I'm going to need it because my clock is running on all boards. I'm going to mix it up, and I've allowed colors to be random. So there are games where I'm black, which is something that everybody does, but I think it makes things a little bit more fun. Streaming here on Twitch. Trying to mix up the openings. Knight F3, C4, D4, E4. A little bit of everything. If you don't know me, guys, again, I'm International Master William Paschall. It's my pleasure to do this Twitch stream. And you can also check out my YouTube channel, Video Chess Training on YouTube. Support my stream and my YouTube channel via GoFundMe. If you check that out in my Twitch info, you can find it there. Feolus. So I'll try to do as much commentary as I can, but it's a lot of boards, and basically we've got to keep it moving. It's not quite as long as a simul could possibly be, but I don't want to do a 4-hour simul. I mean, that's a really, really long, grueling event. Sandoon was begging to be in the simul. Now he's in. Alright, guys, 26 players, actually, we started with. Chess player, original name. Stonewall. I think I'll play E4 against you. And D4, Knight F6 is my default defense to D4. No watching is cool. Definitely. Are we allowed to watch the stream? Yeah, definitely watching is fine. So, I don't mind. Knight F3, let's mix up a little Knight F6. That guy's provisionally 2200. Glides in Literatura. I'm going to play G3. I do play this from time to time. Scheveningen's late again. Yeah, Scheveningen, if I was doing a 100-player simul, I would have place for you left. I'm kind of breathing a sigh of relief. The Scheveningen, we're playing Alekhine. We're mixing up our openings a little bit. Scheveningen's pretty tough, man. We managed to miss him. We're facing the Alekhines and playing the Alekhine on another board. Misha, D4, D6. My opponent offered me a draw. This is not really cool. We'll just ignore that. And playing open Sicilians with white. So I've got a Petrov with black. King's Indian against Turistaya. I do play many different openings. Nothing worse than, like, I think, you know, a title player who plays the London system every game or something like that. I have played many different openings in my career, so I'm pretty flexible in that respect. More flexible than most players. And I know most of these openings to a good degree. Move 11 with, okay, a reverse Sicilian. I am not, I am. I am. Royal Python getting up there in rating, 2120 now. Seems like you're moving up, man. Guys, for the next month till the end of August, I'll be streaming Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday evenings like this, 6:30 p.m. Salty Eagle, I should play d4, I guess, against your Nimzovich defense. Herbert Paolo, c4. Much easier to play with different openings. Easy to remember games. Good point, Sandoon. I have been doing online simuls not that much in recent years, but in the past, I agree. I have found that to be the case. It is easier to remember the different positions. Very confusing. In fact, you gave me a good idea here. Maybe I'll try something other than knight c3 to kind of create a little differentiation there between those two games. Amazing. What time zone are you in? I'm American, U.S. Eastern Time. But normally I'm streaming from Central Eastern Time in Central Europe. Central European Time, excuse me. In Central Europe. Saji, what do you think about an Alekhine line e4, knight f6, e5, knight d5, knight c3? Yeah, I mean, it reminds you a little bit of the line against the Petrov, Let's go for it against Misha here. There was a friend of mine, FIDE Master Elon Schwartz, who became a great poker player, and we had a lot of online blitz battles. That was his favorite antidote to the Alekhine's defense. I don't think that it's that dangerous for black, but I think you might catch some inexperienced Alekhine players a little bit out with it. I don't think it would be really a dangerous weapon against the top player, like a Shabalov or somebody who plays the Alekhine on a regular basis. It's a sideline. Not really as theoretically dangerous. Cyber Tiger here with a weird move d5. Martial defense, I think they call it. So, Topo Lobito, hard to pronounce. Again, we're going to keep a little differentiation with c4 there. So, alright guys. The reverse sort of Scandinavian. Move 11. We have been here before with this guy, I think. I'm going to play knight f3. And we do have a few King's Indian type attack positions that could get kind of similar. Wow. Okay, Herbert Paolo plays this martial defense. That'll be interesting. Not really an accredited opening for black. Bishop f4, the dreaded London system. So I'm going to go Queen's Indian there. Makes any sense to play with white? Shevenigan, I'm sure that it's okay. d5 from Dia Main, or Damien. Soltigo insists on playing this Fred type delayed Fred opening. And I've got a Scandinavian with knight f6 and knight takes d5 against Sandoon. Alright, Abdallah, I'm going to play c5 there. Lutz 3H, 2257 provisional. He's a newish account. Probably close to master strength or strong candidate master, but d3 is a really mild-mannered move. And then d4. Bronstein talks about d5 in his 200 master games here. Not really a safe move for black, apparently. He's looking for something new. So knight takes e4. Petrov not the greatest opening to play for a win with black. All right, we had an Alekhine or Alekhine the other day in an exchange variation. I wasn't really happy with the position I got. I've got to work on the exchange variation where black recaptures with the e pawn. Against Lonely Wolf, one of our regular stream players, I had some problems. He played a fantastic game against me, actually. I'm going to call black's bluff here, Misha, with allowing me to expand in the center with my pawns. So, guys, check out my video channel, Video Chess Training on YouTube. We do upload the streams there, and when I do get time, I do create independent type material. Soldigo is prepared with a line that we played the other day. And now here's an important move against the so-called Marshall defense. E4 not so great because of knight f6. I mean, it's playable, and it could transpose to position like similar to the Queen's Gambit accepted. But knight f3 is the book line. Juan. And a lot of Englishes and King's Indian attack type positions. That could get kind of confusing as to like which is which. Kind of a lot of closed positions, not a lot of open games here. Knight c3 from Jeffing. Looks like looks bad for white. If e5, knight b5. Yeah, I mean e5, knight b5, a6 looks good for black. So e5, knight b5, a6. Yeah, e5, knight f3. d4, knight takes e5. That would be a funny line. Alright, guys. Let me refresh my stream page. Looks like the chat kind of stalled on me. Okay, so I'm going to play knight f6 here against Abdallah. Trying to get a transition to a Blumenfeld, which I actually play. 35 viewers so far. Chess Player 2100. Cyber Tiger, that's our Marshall. Is this two Marshall defenses at the same time, really? Sandoon. Alright, so this is probably going to transpose. Don't be greedy and try to play e4 here, guys. I mean, knight takes e4, queen a4, check wins a piece, but I think that black gets a good, like, kind of gambit line. So Smith-Morra reverse to the c6. Bishop g5 from Turistaya, very early bishop g5. So there's nothing really wrong with that. I'm going to play c5, turn it Benoni style. Misha, time to get developed against him. I think the Queen's India is one of the most solid ways of dealing with a London system. We've got an Alekhines defense against Kukuran, and we've got a Scandinavian with knight d5. And speaking of the Smith-Morra, one of those too. A little bit of everything. Who's your favorite chess player? Why? Tough question. I don't have one. A lot of great players I admire. Alekhine, Rubinstein, Nimzovich, Steinitz, all the classics. I don't really have one favorite player, guys. It's later players like Kyrgyz, Larson. There's a massive list. I'm trying to improve on Salty Ego here. It turns out that our last game, Bishop d3, isn't so great. This move, Bishop b5, is supposed to be the really powerful line. So Jacksborough here, Queen's Indian. I haven't played the white side of a Queen's Indian on the stream in a while. Herbert Paolo almost playing like a mirror image of another game we have here. e4. Knight f6. Man, yeah, that's got to be e4, knight f6. Sort of Mexican defense. And now e5 from Misha. This must be some kind of off-the-wall book. Brian Wall played this against me once. He's an American FIDE master, I guess. It looks a little suspicious for black. I think at some point I'm going to play bishop b5 check. Maybe right away. So there's, yeah, bishop b5 check right away. I do trade pieces, but I think positionally this looks good for white. So this is our most popular opening that we face on lichess, really, the Smith-Morra, I think. Goofy Gumdrops, welcome. Are you staying in the U.S. or you go back? No, yeah, I'm a permanent resident in Hungary, so I'm definitely going back at the end of August. Nothing. I mean, not to say I wouldn't mind moving back to the U.S. at some point, but I don't have any plans to do that in the immediate future. Saltigo said, there goes my preparation. I do my homework very quickly, Saltigo. Howdy, would you recommend your YouTube lessons for a noob? Honestly, my lessons on YouTube, most of them are fairly advanced. So if you're an absolute beginner, it's probably a little over your head. Although, I don't think it can ever hurt you. The worst case scenario, what am I doing here, F4? The worst case scenario is that, you know, you just don't understand a lot of the stuff I'm talking about. But it's never going to hurt you to watch. Listen, if you ever study a chess book or watch a video and you're like, something's over your head, just keep going. You know, don't let it discourage you. No, my videos are kind of intermediate advanced. Sometime, you know, I could do a series for beginners, but that has not really been what I've done so far. I lean toward the more advanced intermediate type of stuff. Now here's an interesting position where we've got Herbert Paulo with knight f6. I never actually had this happen in a game, but if I play d5, he plays knight takes e4. If I take on c6, he takes on d1 check, takes on f2 check, wins a lot of material back. Funny that I've never had this in all my life. And knight c3, bishop g4, that actually is going to transpose to a Chigorin defense. So it seems like white should have a way of making this work somehow, but I'm not sure. Maybe bishop b5 at some point. Never had this happen in a game in all my years. Very strange. So, transpose to a kind of Chigorin, although we do have d5 available, so it's not really a Chigorin. Thanks for the answer. I'll check them out. Yeah, video chess training on YouTube. Knight takes e5 now. What is up with this position? Yeah, d4, knight takes e4, knight takes e5. Yeah, something's weird. Something weird is going on here. Knight f6, d4, knight takes e4. Whoa, what did I just do? I don't know, guys. I don't know what I just did. I think I just moved on to the next board. No harm, no foul. D5, I guess, is the usual move. I feel like something's wrong here. This is feeling strange to me. Alright. Believe this is theory. Haven't played it in a while. I don't play the Petrov that much. So every time I play an opening I haven't played in a while, I'm kind of like, huh? Bishop g4, a good solid move from Topoblito. And let's just play a safe e3. What do you think the best versus the London system? Not allow white to get an immediate draw if they want to. If I play d5, If I play d5, good question. Well, you know, you got to play along the lines of, you know, like Rubinstein used to play. But you can check out the games from like, you know, the game Karyakin lost against Michael Adams, for example. Karyakin went crazy. Even the game that Carlsen won against Tomaszewski, I'm not in love with the way Tomaszewski played d5, but he shouldn't have lost. But I think the classical, if you study Rubinstein's games, the classical method for black, like d5, c5, knight c6, knight f6, e6, bishop d6, it should be chances for both sides. I don't think that it's necessarily good for white. I did have a game yesterday or Tuesday in the stream. What am I doing here, guys? c4 at some point, maybe. Looks interesting. Gonna get castled. So anyway, Shevdin again. Yeah, no easy answer to that question, of course. Beating the London system, playing for a win against the London system. But you know, d5 is not my favorite. I mean, you may know that already, Shevdin again. I prefer to play King's Indian or Queen's Indian type setups, where I don't play d5, so it is kind of tough. To give you a recommendation there, but I think the classical type of stuff is pretty cool. So we got C takes D in the Alekhine, cool. And I played this against Shabalov, d5, which is an interesting line. Not so often seen. Managed to draw against Shabalov with black. I mean, Shabalov played it against me. What am I talking about? Alright, I have played it with white, though. I played it against Fermian once in an online game. Somewhere, somehow. I don't remember where that was. Maybe on World Chess Network years ago. So I played both sides of that position. Now, kind E5 from Lutz 3H looks a little overextending. Doesn't that look like White's overextending himself there? I would think. Knight G4 is even interesting. Man, he really tempting me with Knight G4. Wow. Knight G4, Bishop F4. Alright, let's try to be creative here. So I thought D5 now against Herbert Paulo. I'm waiting for White to commit the C pawn before I see what to do there. I'm afraid it can end up like Kamsky Nakamura this year in the US Championship, draw after 15 moves. Well, yeah. Yeah, well, against Cheveningen, it is a problem. It is a problem. I mean, D5 is not the most dynamic. The symmetry is kind of not the most dynamic thing. I don't know if you want to keep the position more complicated. Once I played Joel Benjamin, and like it was D4, D5, and Joel tried to keep the position like more complicated by playing C6 instead of C5. He's a big, like modern defense player anyway, so he later like did like G6, C6, and G6. So you can, do some creative interpretation there. Use Benjamin's move order. C6 instead of C5. Early B5 from SSDD. So guys, I'm kind of chatting away here, but we are playing a lot of players. I've got to move pretty quickly. I'm F5 now. The problem with this position is if I take on E5, liberates the F8 bishop. Not sure if it really matters though. I could play F5, grabbing tons of space. Really would be a really locked position there though. Interesting. Misha. Yeah, maybe I should take the space. Convoluted position, at the least. To say the least. Bishop F5, reverse London system. Now, all right, I'm provoking White here. Create weaknesses. Pretty risky. Abdallah with Bishop G5. Yeah, you can't join the Simul late, Megash. I'm sorry about that. Hopefully that's something they can incorporate in lichess later on. B3 from Kokoran. Wonder if I should play C5, turn this into a kind of Sicilian. Yeah, so we've got what is like the main line against Carlos 1700 in the Petrov. Knight F6 now. It is possible to play Knight G5 here, but I don't think it's really reliable. So I'm going to play a nice quiet Roy Lopez with D3. Something I've been working on a little bit with White. Series on that on the chess site I work for. Chesslecture.com. Aldakim Rose. Got to move it along here. Catalan. Fresh Kid missed the Simul too. Join the club, guys. Yeah, late joining. We've got to incorporate that into the program. Alright, knight on g5 now. I'm going to pull that back. Knight f4. Alekhein's defense type position. If I castle here and try to trap that knight, what's going to happen? Lutz 3h. Really occupying the center with knight e4. So if I take it, then I'm kind of stuck with my knight, unable to get back in the game. That is sort of unfortunate. Knight f5. Interesting. Knight f5's kind of asking for it, isn't it? May have to wait on that. Let's play something like knight to c6. Well, he's threatening bishop takes h6 and knight f6 check. So it looks like I'm in trouble here already. I have to retreat my knight completely back. I should have retreated the knight back to g8 right away. So against Lutz there we got in some trouble. Hope it's not the German Grandmaster. He would be Eidos Perpetuus same day. Alright. Trying for quick development against Abdallah. Bishop g5. A weird position. Bishop e7, knight b5. It's going to transpose to like a Tarash or something. Alright, guys. Some weird games going on. A lot of this Chigorin style positions. And now, there is a thing I do here sometimes. I will sack a pawn in this line. Playing like Steinitz against the Lopez with d3. I guess Aldekim Rose will transpose to a normal variation. Misha quickly playing c6, attacking the head of my pawn chain. It's fine by me. Alright. And now Carlos with castles. Usually they take on d7. So that's a bit surprising. I wonder about this position now. d3. English. I guess I could play a sort of variation of the hedgehog there. Royal Python, when did you start playing the mainline King's Indian? I think we already asked you that question a while ago, so you're just getting started with that. Jeffing b10. Man, bishop takes, knight takes, queen a5 check, and then knight takes b2. Or knight takes b4. b4, knight takes b4. Bishop d2. Queen takes c5. And it takes b4 with a super weird position where I'm like up a pawn. Don't know what to think about that. But maybe it's better just to play b6. Or even queen d5 for that matter. Actually, this move looks really interesting. I mean, it's hard for you to find a useful move there. Knight d3. Alright, let's try that. Well, I got a little bit of reconnection, so I might have some lag issues here, which we don't need during the simul. Gleitz in Literatura. Reinforce my center. I'm not in a hurry to take that knight on f4. Bishop g5 now. Speaking of not being in a hurry, I'm not in a hurry to like walk into any kind of traps. I guess I could have played f6 against that player there. In this position, I don't know. Should I castle or take on d5? Taking on d5 looks possible. So this is an interesting line. b3 and bishop b2 against the Alekhine. But I think somehow I should be able to punish white. Gaining a tempo. The atomic lover. Bishop g7. I'm going to have to pick up the pace a little bit, guys. Simul's a little bit different time control than I'm really used to. Bishop e3 from Sandun. Allowing bishop g4. Probably not a move I should hold off on. I mean, if I get the chance to play this move, it's usually a good thing. C6. I think that's passive Aldakim Rose. Maybe A6 would be better. With idea B5, bishop B7. Abdallah. Possibly allowing a classic tactic here. Knight takes E4. Bishop takes E7. Knight takes C3. Bishop takes D8. Knight takes D1. And I could end up winning a pawn. What price is pawn? Takes, 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 takes. I'm on B2. But then he has like bishop E7, rook E8, and bishop A3, and it looks like he ends up trapping that knight on D1. So gotta hold off. Also E5 is sort of positional threat here. So it seems like we should stop him from playing. Although Queen A5 is an interesting move. Stop him from playing E5 there. Cyber Tiger, the identical position to the other game I have. Very strange. Never had that position in my life, and I have it on two boards at the same time. Terastaya playing very solidly, and now C5. So this is looking like I can win a pawn here, the knight. Or I can choose to sideline the knight with G3. And Black's position looks very suspicious. Try to win a pawn, bishop takes. And let's do G3. Alright, now knight F1 or C3. It's knight F1. We have 40 minutes left. Quite a bit of time. Our usual time control was 30-40, but we're changing up a little bit to 40-40. And then we got pawn takes here, which is more dynamic than taking with the queen. Pawn to the dead, like just he's been off somewhere in cyberspace. Alright, I want to get developed. Jeffing gave me a lot of center. Knight's losing a lot of time there. Knight D7 from Feolis. Shabalov Paschall. Bishop F4 now, and some interesting possibilities arise here. Maybe it's time to think about taking this knight here, because that's really an annoying threat of knight D6 check. His bishops could be a little dead there. Pawn of the dead. Dawn of the dead. E4 looks like it's on the horizon for white. Queen E1. Queen E1 is kind of a standard maneuver. And Jack Sparov will play on words. Maybe A3. We asked the question to his bishop here. If we get some dark square play. Did I move? Server question mark, ping 107. I want to thank you guys for joining me. Lance is playing a simul with 63 players. So far he's 46-1. That's interesting. Lance doesn't even seem to have a title, which is all the more interesting. Or he's like secretive. But it's probably just some 2300 FIDE player. D takes E5. Yeah, so knight C5 going after his bishop is probably worthwhile here. Even though it loses some time, it's a very valuable piece. Again, knight takes E4, bishop takes E7, knight takes C3, bishop takes D8, knight takes D1. Things are a bit different now. I think I should seriously consider this simplification here. Knight takes E4, knight takes E4, bishop takes G5. Knight takes E4, knight takes E4, bishop takes G5, queen H5. What's that about? What is that about, guys? Like H6 or something? That's kind of scary. Abdallah, 1500 provisional. A fresh kid played a simul yourself today? So simuls are suddenly all the rage here. But I'm not a trendy person. I mean, I didn't start doing simuls here today. Been doing it all along. We're not jumping on the bandwagon. I hate the bandwagon. It's a good way to learn, though. All right, knight c6. International Master William Paschall here. Black has some serious white square weaknesses in this one, guys. A lot of these Chigorin type games. Wow, white just giving up the pawn structure all over the place. Okay, so he played knight d7 and then g6. Defermian once blundered like queen d4 against me without knight d7. So here the idea is to play like knight f6, I guess. Failed. This might be some kind of modern system for black, but I still believe that white has kind of significant spatial advantage here. Alright. And then Misha just sacrificing a piece unnecessarily there. As ugly as it is, I think you have to do knight h5. Okay, now I am refusing to kind of commit himself in the center, it looks like, but I'm going to commit myself. I'm not a big fan of d5, so we're going to play c5. And get the piece developed here as well. Jack Kasparov. Queen takes d2 or knight takes d2. The idea was queen takes d2. The idea was queen takes. But I'm not sure if it's that great. We've got a bishop pair there. Do you have a chess.com membership? Yeah, my handle at chess.com is expatriot. E-X-P-A-T-I-O-R-T. Never mind, I can't spell. Expatriot. Patriot. P-A-T-R-I-O-T. But I don't really use it too much. You can find that account there. Haven't played a lot on chess.com. So, what's up with this position? Want to get developed? Maybe simply like bishop e2. It's a little hard to believe that an untitled player would like go 42. What kind of players was he playing? Like, was everybody like 1200 or something? I mean, what kind of opposition is the guy facing if he's not even an IM and he's like 42-1? I mean, is the average rating of his opponent like 1100 or something? No, seriously. I mean, the guy seems like a decent player, but that's unheard of. Knight f3, e4, pawn takes pawn. Yeah, so knight f3, e4, annoying move here from Demian. Knight f3, e4. Could just play like knight g5, for example. Interesting move. Interesting move, actually. e4, knight g5. It's letting him open up the pawn structure. Probably not right. Maybe e3. We play like a modern. A lot of weaknesses there, though. Bishop d2 first. What if I do bishop d2 first? Just a solid move. Wow, so Kukuran, knight f3, allowing me to capture his guy. I guess this is a blunder for white. Knight takes e5 and queen d4. Double attack. Man. Alright, I hope I'm not walking into some kind of trap. Dude, that's ridiculous. I mean, how could anybody do that, Cheveningen? I don't know the guy, but I mean, that's just ridiculous. 2,000 players. It defies any kind of statistical possibility. Even a 2600 couldn't do that. I mean, maybe he's like paying people to lose to look cool or something. I don't know. Not realistic. Ripley's Believe It or Not. So we've got to pick up the pace here. E3, kind of troubling little move. He might have autism. Well, I don't care if you have autism or not, man. Those statistics aren't really possible for anybody. All right, b6. b6 is an interesting move. We should hold off on d5. Anyway, I'm going to refrain from comment on Lance because I don't really know the guy. But, I mean, those numbers seem a little bit inflated from reality. So, I don't know what's going on there. I mean, even Conrad Holt, like the strongest player I know, that kind of profile. I think he's a GM who's over 2,600 or close to it. I think he could do that. Let's see. Let's get the queen side developed, huh? Knight c6. And now d5. What was I thinking here? Queen e2. A solid move. Avoiding the exchange of queens. This guy likes offering draws for some reason. I think he's the draw offerer. Oh, I see. I walked into some kind of trap. You see, that's the thing. I mean, how could the guy not walk into some kind of trap in one of those games, you know? I mean, maybe if you were, like, checking all your moves with the computer. But, you know, without the assistance of an engine, I don't see how anybody can have a score like that. You'd have to be, like, constantly, like, having an engine double check. You didn't make some kind of, like, howling blunder. Have that kind of record. No GMs can do that. Alright. I just don't think you could do it without the assistance of a computer. That's just my opinion. I could be wrong. Especially an untitled player. And it's not like the guy's rating's that high anyway. I mean, he's like 2,500 or something. It's not like he's 2,900 or... If he was that good, he'd be like 2,900 on lichess. Here we go now. What to do? Maybe d5 eventually Scheveningen has to be played. But maybe not. I've seen a6. I guess cd now, maybe. Lichess ratings are not realistic at all. But look, guys, I'm like hanging a piece. I'm playing 26-player Simul. And I've already like probably lost one game, you know. And I'm like a 2,400-ish IM. This is what I'm talking about right here. Okay, this guy might be, you know, maybe he's using a computer. He's totally anonymous or whatever. But just seems like this feels like it could be a computer engine. But I just blundered. Maybe he's human, you know. I'm going to have to lose that game. So how do you explain, like, that dude doesn't make a blunder ever in 60 games? How can anybody explain that? I mean, sorry, I don't really buy that, you know. I don't see that happening, you know. I already, in 25 games, made a major oversight, and people are human, so... Sorry, I don't care. I mean, the guy could be 1,000. I'm still going to make that blunder a fair amount of the time. Nobody should be like 42-1. It's totally... Even if the lichess ratings are inflated, it doesn't stop me from hanging a piece, you know? How am I going to beat like 1,600 player down a full piece? Which is bound to happen in one of these games. Very, very unlikely. I mean, occasionally I'll swindle the game, but I lost one already, so... Yeah, being autistic maybe helps a little bit, but you're still going to make mistakes. I know a lot of strong autistic players, they concentrate really well, but they're still blundering, and especially while they're playing 60 boards. I mean, Justin Sarkar had severe kind of autism. He, you know, he makes blunders like everybody else, you know. As well as you can concentrate, you should still make a fair amount of mistakes. If you play 25 exchange French, you may make 0 blunders. Well, I mean, that's true probably for the first, like, 20 moves of the game, but eventually some of those games are going to get complicated. I mean, yeah, more often than not, that's true. If you play the London system every single game, like a robot, yeah, I agree to a certain degree. Definitely. Yeah, it's a good point. It's a good point. Who's that? Articom? Yeah, I mean, you're right. You know, when you're right, you're right. I mean, yeah, the guy's going to play really boring stuff. You can avoid the blunders to a certain extent. But still, you know, never to make a blunder in, like, all those games. Is that really believable? I think, you know, most likely this one we're going to have to resign. Overlooked, bishop takes h7. My sense of danger, yeah, it totally abandoned me for a second there. Normally there's a little voice inside my head that, you know, warns me when I make a blunder right before I make the move. But in the case of bishop takes h7, it won here playing like, you know. And the other thing is, like, there's also some people, like, you know, using assistants and stuff. So I guess he beats them too. Well, I'm playing this pretty well. I don't really think white has too much here. Interesting setup. Maybe I could take it, play queen d5, try to win this pawn on c5. We'll just play a fluid developing. Justice Bot is here. If I had more mod power, I'd put a blur on the cam, censoring the exposed area. 2 hours for Lance. Yeah, still they're larger than mine, but, you know, dudes, you really think that's possible to go like 60-0 or something? I mean, is that realistic? Whatever. I mean, what kind of players is he playing? Like, I don't think Fischer could do that, you know. There's got to be some masters or something that could at least draw, you know. All right, so Abdallah, congratulations on that one. I just blundered. So there you go. How do you avoid the Abdallah game? You know, once in a while you just hang you know, a tactic or something. Yeah, I'm a little more creative. You know, I'm playing a lot of different openings. I'm not playing the same robotic stuff, exchange variation or whatever. But still, it's like hard for me to believe. All right, I guess move 11. We're gonna try to play without castling, which is kind of standard setup here. SDD played D4, an interesting move. And now the question is, do I play knight G3 or H3 first? Yeah, I agree the lichess ratings are inflated or whatever. There's tons and tons of weaker players, but still, you know, you're going to lose a few games. You've got to lose a few games or you're not human. That's the way I look at it. All right. So this worked out okay. I was really worried about this opening initially, but I think castling queenside here is a pretty cool option. Yeah, I don't understand why anybody... Yeah, right. Well, I understand why people murder each other in cold blood either. You know, so... There's your answer. Yeah, there's a lot of things we don't understand about people. I feel the same way about it. I understand cheating, and it's as sick as this sounds. I understand cheating in like a money situation where I don't condone it, you know, but I kind of understand it. Like, you're desperate, you don't have any money, you want to survive, you want to win a prize, so you can afford to like pay your rent or something. But cheating against a streamer, like, just for your ego or something, well, it's not even like. I gotta be careful my queen doesn't get trapped here. Knight A5 should clear out those dark squares with check. Yeah, Man, you took forever on this salty ego. What about that pin, man? You're not going to get annihilated there? H5. We like to see that. That's what we like to see. Maybe H3 is worth playing here. Cheating is beyond my own comprehension. You don't learn. Yeah, no, I mean, there's a lot of stupid reasons. There's a lot of reasons why it would be stupid. Again, going back to my days of World Chess Network, second time I mentioned this old site today, there was a grandmaster who shall remain nameless, who cheated just to look like he was really strong, to impress the players on the site so they would take lessons from him and stuff. He cheated extensively against all the other title players. So, you know, a lot of times you say, oh, well, you know, a strong player wouldn't do that. But everybody does it. We don't know why. Anyway, next subject. This game here, this e5 pawn, maybe we can just take over the dark squares like f6. Yeah. Let's go fully dark square in this position. All right. Carlos, interesting double king pawn, Petrov type position. We have the bishop pair. Like to play f6 at some point. It's a good analogy. We don't understand a lot of stupid things people do. But that doesn't stop them from doing it. Alright, anyway, back to the focus here. We got 26 minutes, guys. I got to kind of pick up the pace. I blundered one game against Abdallah, missed bishop takes h7 check, trying to do a fancy combination. That's what I get for trying to do a fancy combination. I have no business. I should be playing boring chess. Right? But I can't do that, you know. It's just not my style. So I try to play the best moves when possible. Now my knight is stuck in the wrong position. This is a common problem in this line. See if we can reposition with knight b8. I know it seems kind of extreme. Wow, pawn of the dead takes forever, then plays this bloody gambit here. So pawn takes pawn. It's been a long time since I played this line. And this is way too much center for white. So we made this time a little longer than we have in the past, guys. Bishop takes f3, maybe, to keep the knight available for c4. Hard to make a decision there. Knight a3. Okay. Weird game. Sand dune. He's kind of scaring the living daylights out of me. This could get a little tactical. So we may have to castle queenside. Looks kind of dangerous, doesn't it? Let's play h5. So I got a couple really scary positions already. Queen a4, rook b1. Getting low on time. I mean, knight d4. This is looking like a good game. We've got some good games. Just take the space. Weird variation of the Mora here. Bishop b5. Very unusual. And Juan allowing knight d5 at some moment. Actually, look at Mr. Juan is like Mr. Oh, we have something here maybe. d5. We should take advantage of that queen on c7. So my queen is protected in this position. We're not up a pawn. Interesting. We're just better positionally. So take bishop b5 is a threat. Should I just play like bishop b7 here? Bishop b4. Time is the issue. We are getting kind of low on time. You hire a lot of people to just like play 3 moves and resign, so you can get in the Guinness Book of Records. I don't know, man. Whatever. Kind of bored of talking about it. I had a game with National Master Larry Tapper in that winner. What is it? Winnower Gambit? I can't remember. I think it's Winnower Gambit. That was years ago. I played a Brilliancy against him. A really awesome game. Many years ago. One of my best games ever, probably. Alright, so we're trading pieces here. I guess we're trading pieces. This is what we're afraid of, Scheveningen, isn't it? The forced draw. I don't know if he's still here, but Scheveningen dreading the draw in the London system, and I'm with him, man. I mean, there's just not a lot to do about it. I agree. It's pretty unpleasant. I mean, very hard to avoid the forced draw kind of situation. The London system is tough. We lost one to Abdallah. D6 I was thinking about here. That Knight B5 is another possibility. I guess Knight B5. We should have a spatial advantage. This is pretty standard kind of King's Indian attack. No big advantage here. So you give the pawn back in this line. Queen A4 check, I believe, is a move. It's been a long time since I looked at this. Queen A4 check. B5 gets kind of complicated or something like that. I just played Knight E4 and I won a really nice game once. So bishop takes E4, queen takes E4, knight D7. Black should be close to equal there. And now Sandoon trying to blow me away here. Don't know what's going to happen there, but I'm a little scared about that guy threatening to annihilate me. This against Royal Python, position I have had played many times. If you start with what are you talking about? A lot of the lance games didn't reach move 3. Maybe he just promoted it to a lot of people who like didn't really want to play but just signed up. I don't know. Anyway. Alright, what are we doing? Trading queens on our terms. It's kind of like what I wanted to do here. That makes sense. I made the time control a little bit longer today, guys, you may have noticed. And now my pawn's hanging, so let's just defend that permanently. H5 hanging, but he's threatening this stuff. Very nasty move. Bishop G5. G5 from Faolis. I think I'm going to have to do like F4. Let him play G4, kind of close the king side a bit, but we're still better. Against I am not I am, the dreaded drawish type of position has arisen. C4. This guy. Jeffing coming back after this awful opening. His position suddenly seems totally valid. I don't know what to think here. Looks totally valid now for white. What is that position? Alright, knight takes check. I'm going to lose a pawn, it looks like. That's okay. I can afford it. Maybe queen F5 now. So let's see what I had against Larry Tapper here. I don't remember. Maybe bishop D2, queen takes E5, knight G3. Does that make sense? I wouldn't have played knight D2. I'm sure about that. It's kind of a reverse opening of some sort. This pawn is pretty tough to defend. Queen G4. Getting low on time, guys. Trade of queens here. I'm happy for the extra time. 60 takes a long time though, man. That's a monstrous time control. Okay, we have an advantage, but it's hard to break through on the king side now. Let's just trade, play g3, use the h-file. Hopefully that'll be decisive. Did have one accident where we lost a queen trying to do a fancy combination. Yep. Probably not the first time, and probably not the last. Knight e5, knight takes e5, pawn takes, bishop takes e5. So we couldn't actually cement this dark square control the way I'd hoped to here. I can always play e5 and something like that. Let's h. I misevaluated this a little bit. I mean, knight e5 is interesting as a pawn sacrifice. Can't spend too much time on moves, that's the other thing. Don't want to weaken my white squares too much. I don't know, guys, what to do here. Rook g8. It's too weakening. The other rook g8. Alright. I'm playing just 26 players, guys. I'm human. Mere human. Man, he's threatening to play b5. What can I do about it? I'm going to triple on the file, if possible. Alright. Getting kind of low on time down the 20-minute mark. So got to move a little bit quicker. This Jeffing guy, I mean, played the opening so strangely, and then he's got a really reasonable position. It really bugs, something about it really bugs me. Doesn't seem fair. This position doesn't seem fair to me. I don't really know what I did wrong. I mean, it seemed like he misplayed it. He should be worse. But instead, he's not. What's up with that? Why is he not worse here? Maybe a5 drops a pawn for nothing. It's a good one. Alright, let's just develop. Jeffing feels like he should be worse, man. I don't get that, but whatever. Alright, g3, king side, h-file, and then Salty Ego. I surprised him in this game. He was expecting something else, and we came with a new line. So this looks like a good move, knight d7. He's trying to keep it complicated. That's a good move, man. Keeping it complicated. Definitely. Alright, I'm going to take the material, win a pawn for what it's worth. Alright, this one should be a win. No easy games, man. I mean, I don't find it easy to beat players here in my simuls. And I reached as high as like 24.75 a FIDE. You can say what you want. The people ratings are inflated or whatever, but there's a lot of good players here too. And then rook d2. I could always play d6. The white squares are so weakened, though. I really like it. Knight d4 pawn sacrifices. Kind of interesting. h5 is tempting, but kind of weakens my pawns at the same time. So it's not without its dangers. Let's try it. Can I give him more time? No, no more time, guys. There is a limit to this. We're trying to play according to the limit of the time. Alright, so against Carlos, it looks good, man. I mean, I like this. I like this position. Maybe trade a piece. Trying to remember, was this my game with Larry? American FIDE Master Larry Tapper years ago. The knight is awful on g3. I mean, I don't recall that happening. No, I think I must have played something different against him because I just don't remember that position happening. Now I think against Juan I should have a good game. Maybe not. We'll see. Alright, I win a pawn against Salty Ego, but he has some kind of weird compensation in terms of development. Here we have a good game. Really good. And, oh man, Misha is gonna get mated. Cannot hide. You can run, but you cannot hide. Right, bishop d3. Bishop d3. And then a4 here, maybe. Damin. Sand dune. Sand dune. Like sand dunes. Man, this dude's gonna kill me. This feels very suspicious, this game. Alright. Queen e7, maybe? Trying to sidestep the worst of the danger. Looks like I'm getting annihilated here. Yeah, this one we're actually winning. Which is better? Maybe bishop takes? Running out of time. You can give him more time by not moving so fast, allowing the focus on other boards. Good suggestion. Not too many people want to do that, though. Definitely the minority. Bishop c5. Yeah, give me more time by not putting that pressure on me so much. Alright. Surprise, surprise. My b pawn's always going to be a target there, that rook on b8. And now a4. I've got mouse issue. Okay, 18 minutes, then we got to pick up the pace, guys. Royal Python, queen on c7, not like notoriously great. Square for the queen in that line. Don't really want to trade my bishop pair here, but I don't think I have another option. I mean, bishop d7, yeah, that knight could become a real strong piece. I'm going to try to keep that simple. This is actually like a reverse, feels like a reverse, whoa. Herbert sort of blundered a queen there. First outright blunder from one of our opponents. Jeffing hanging on. Now we've got a good game against Aldakim. This is a tough position against Gleitzen Literatura, who seems to have a kind of knowledgeable approach to the game. I mean, having played a number of games with him now, he seems like he's studied a little bit. He's not like a totally self-taught player. He has a decent sort of general positional understanding that looks a little more than the basics to me. Alright, Gleitzen, 2004. Looking for some tricky counterplay here. Bishop d1 from Lutz. Very sophisticated kind of move. Thinking about sacking a pawn somehow here. Knight d4, knight takes d4, pawn takes d4. Takes d4, like h4. Is this gonna work? Is it too fancy? Maybe just e5 eventually. f5 is an interesting move at some point. But I'm definitely burning too much time in this game. I just don't know what to do here. d6 is rather weakening. Thanks for joining me for the Simul, guys. You can check out my channel on YouTube, Video Chess Training. And we're out of here. Castling. So if you're interested in lessons, feel free to send me an email, videochesstrainer@gmail.com. I'm an international master who lives in Budapest, Hungary. sometimes here in the United States. I've been teaching chess for a good 20 years now. I did take some time off to play poker full-time. We're back to full-time chess. Here I don't know what to do, guys. Damien sort of playing extremely well. Poignant moves. Kind of unusual move here. King h1. I like that diagonal his bishop's on. And we're going to contest the open file here, I guess, against Jeffing, who made a very, very bad opening look okay. Roy Lopez. And now we've sacked a pawn. It's only temporary, right, guys? Only temporary. What's this F rook doing? Gotta speed it up here. I'm not gonna claim a win on time against anybody unless they're really like absent for a long period. Knight takes c6. This looks good. So only 26 players. Usually I play only 20. Try to blockade this nasty pawn. Keep his queen off of g4. And queen e2, so the dreaded London system. Looks pretty dreaded here. Just got a solid game, but I don't imagine how I'm going to win. Bishop a4 now. Man, what am I doing? Yeah, actually, my last move d6 doesn't help that much. Lutz 3h. He's 2198 in blitz, 2200 in... Okay, and he's playing master level positional chess. Bishop takes d4, a terrible move by Faolus unless he's got some kind of tactical answer there. That is mate in 2. So, classic position against Royal Python. And this guy's down a queen now. Alright guys, we're on around 15 minutes per game. This game I thought was going down the tubes, but Sandune, I thought he had me really. It looks like suddenly he's changed his whole plan and black is in good shape. Queen b4 is even tempting, but I think I should develop either castle kingside or queenside here. Maybe castle kingside now. His attack doesn't look so strong anymore. Bishop g2 hesitating. King f2 on the dark squares. We want to swing the queen over first to h2. Maybe not that great. I'm going to need to oppose with a rook on the h file. King in the center. That's mate. Thanks for the game, Misha. It's one of our first wins, I think. Rook e7. This one should be over, but we've got a little bit of work to do. I'm not seeing a knockout blow here, unfortunately. Oh man, this could take a while. Rook d4. What's up, Justice Bot? Move 11. I was there. Was an interactive way to see behind the scenes the cycle of the boards in action. Oh, man, I missed this move. I missed this move entirely. c4, which looks like it should equalize for Carlos. At least equalize. Totally missed this move. Thought I had a good structure there, but move 11, good suggestion. The other thing is like maybe Simuls. Uh-oh, b4. What do I deal? How do I deal with that? Maybe I just close it up, or I take on b4. Taking on b4. I'm not castled. It's a little bit weird. But I could just play king e2 or king f1, and my king is safe enough. Alright guys, not a lot of time left. I keep trying to say it's like a Nimzovich, this game. Queen b3. Do I really want to trade queens? Not really. E4 doesn't work. Does it? Queen a4 check doesn't seem to help. So e3. And then like take bishop b4 check is always a problem. This is kind of strange position, and I don't know how to get developed here. Knight g3, just not really a good piece. Pawn of the dead. Shaun of the dead. Queen a4 check, e3. I'm always having issues. Maybe e3, take, check, take. Just an equal position. We have nothing here. Or a3. Maybe I have time for a3. It's pretty lame. Okay. Gotta move this guy again. Are you kidding me? Why didn't I just play d5 there? Last move. I don't know. Anyway, it's still probably good. Time is ticking on all these boards, you know. Queen b4, quite interesting move. Difficult for white to meet that. So Sandoon, I thought you really had me in deep trouble in that game. Sandoon. We have knight d5, which meets a tactical refutation, of course. Why am I not surprised by that? Jeffing. Why am I not surprised by that at all? He's got bishop c4 just in time. Knight d5, bishop c4. I'm just screwed. Probably slightly worse against Jeffing for this very bizarre opening. King. I put my king on the wrong square here, apparently. It's kind of a disaster. Let's try rook e1. Fail this with 43 minutes. Alright, we're going to try to surround this pawn here. Bishop takes d4. Pawn takes d7 check. And we pick this guy up. I like the easy moves that are like captures. 5 wins, 1 loss so far. Terrible. Well, the loss was pretty silly. Let's play queen b3. Try to gain a tempo there. A4 is interesting, kind of weakening move. H4 improves my white square ability to control the white squares. I'm not, I am. Alright, we are up a piece here. So this looks good. Bishop d5 now. I mean, either you're getting lucky or you're just good, man. E4 is an interesting option. Let's do it. I didn't really want to do this, but you're kind of driving me crazy, dude. So, bishop e4 check. E2 or f1? I guess f1 in this case. Going for g2 later on. Now e3. Nimzovich defense style position with colors reversed. And this game has been really kind of weird. Against Lutz, who also doesn't use any time. It helps if you guys use time. Doesn't help when you don't use time. A lot of people treat it like it's the goal is to, like, you know, beat the guy on time. Smart 1560. Feels like I'm getting outplayed by the 1560 guy here. Knight e5, queen b8. Queen b8, does that even work? You have e5 there? Queen c7, e5. Or you have to take first on c6. Queen b8 takes on c6. Bishop takes c6. Alright, maybe it's okay. Really no time, man, to think about these moves. It's ridiculous. A3, does my queen get trapped in that line? If it does, who cares? Getting kind of low on time now. C4, classic move from Royal Python. It's quite the King's Indian player suddenly. And no time to react to that, really. Haven't had time to play rook a3 there, or nothing. Why do I feel like I've lost sorts of tempi in this game? Progressing very slowly. Well, everybody's different. Alright guys, we're getting low on time. So keep the bad moves coming fast, okay? Your opponent offered me a draw, but I don't think so. Here, Juan, I think I'm better there. Queen G6, like Queen E1, focusing on the weak point. Got the option to take with the pawn here. I'm going to keep the correct pawn structure. Let's move 11. And then things getting pretty weird against Sand Dune. Getting pretty weird, I will say. I thought I had a really good game, but I keep having second thoughts about this game. Every time I look at it, I feel differently about it. It's pretty strange. Okay. Pretty strange, actually. Have a different perception every time you see the same game. It's not exactly typical. Most of you guys are playing too fast. I want to say that. Don't understand, you know, it's a pretty long simul. The idea of moving so fast. This game looks pretty equal against Carlos. So I could offer him a draw. He's like 2,000, man. I mean, rook takes. Keeping the queens on with advantage there. So I think we have a rook sack here that looks pretty devastating against Turistaya. Not too many tactics. Tactics not working too well for me today, but the positional stuff is good. Against Lutz, weird position. Man, this guy is playing like a phenom. I don't know, man, how anybody could have that kind of score, because the players I'm playing against are pretty decent. There are no easy games, basically. There's a few easy games, but they're very, very far and few and far between. Just not seeing them. The easy games, basically. Bishop E2. That's the move, I guess. Pawn to the dead, 1500 provisional. Knight takes C4. Queen takes C4. Yeah, that's a problem. B5. Chipping away, but my king is exposed here. This is a really bizarre position against Lutz. And I'm going to go B5 there. 10 minutes. Yeah, I think he heard me, Carlos. Yeah, this is a fair draw, guys. See, I don't see how you can avoid that being a draw. I mean, I could play in an equal position, you know, just for kicks or something, but I don't, you know, see what I'm going to do. Objectively there. This looks like a good game now. King on F1 or not, SSD. So, things getting pretty weird against Lutz. Bishop A4. A6. What else? Smarf. Jeffing played bishop takes C5. Actually, kind of maybe relieved by that. I thought it could be worse. So he's going to grind me down in an ending. Rook H1. Queen H1. Speaking of endings, what's going on here, Phaolus? Got a big pawn center in the English opening. Lackey Lannister. Episode 1 in the playlists. Episode 1 of what? YouTube series. Well, yeah, there's not really a episode 1. I mean, there's different series. I should try to organize it a little bit better. YouTube needs to be a little bit cleaned up. Alright. Knight F1. Trying to get to F5 somehow. It's not looking too easy. Bishop takes E7. King takes E7. In between moves. Hopefully we can hold on against Jeffing, because I'm afraid I could be even slightly worse there. I'm not I am goes with the a6. That's very aggressive. Fixing my pawn. But I have a great knight now on d5, so I have some assets there. Interesting position against Demine, who just weakened his king side with f6. We should just go for it with like d4 and the massive pawn armada. Maybe not right away. Can wait a little bit. Something more flexible, but not too long. Let's do it. We don't have too much time. Man, king g7 is an unbelievable move to consider. Rook h5. An unbelievable answer. Great move deserves another, right, guys? One great turn deserves another. 9 minutes. Getting down there on the clock. Knight h5, knight f5. Knight f5, man, that is a square and a half. We like that. Knight h5 will have bishop e7. It looks like he kind of gets out of danger. My Lutz game, not real inspiring. Yeah, this is like boredom here. This game against Pawn of the Dead. He's playing basically perfect. Perfectly, I should say. Takes, knight takes, yeah. Trading pieces into a drawn ending. And Failed has finally made a mistake, overlooking rook g5, which was the point there. Too quick, man. Take your time. And now Lutz playing like terrifically this game, I think. And I have to trade on f3 at some point. I'm getting crushed by him. Positionally crushed by Lutz. No relation to the German Grandmaster, I guess. Christopher Lutz. Bishop f1. That bishop's made quite a few moves. Knight takes e3 now, fixing his pawn structure. Just what I wanted, you know? To fix the guy's pawn structure here. Let me tell you. Kind of Alekhine's defensive sort of feel. Knight a5, man. It's crazy, but why not? Let's get creative. Don't have a lot of time. This is where we offer a draw. For Scheveningen in the London system. Queen takes f3. Trying to win my pawn. Leave my pawn alone, man. Leave my pawn out of this. Queen a2. What a move that is. Wow. Super weird move. Okay. So we'll defend our pawn. Why not b4, actually? Kind of committal. Drops a piece. No. So b4 loses a queen. He'll like lose a queen or something. Great. Pawn of the Dead. 1542 provisional. Man, we are getting low on time, guys. I wanted to trade pieces against this guy, but objectively I'm not sure. Does that make sense, guys? Do I really want to do that? Maybe my whole plan was misguided. Let's get developed over to the king side. Knight c3. Is queen h4 gonna be a problem? Alright, I gotta pull the trigger and make a move. Before it's too late. I was really scared of Smarf here. It looked like, I mean, he was gonna get e5 on me or something. Okay, I'm not like lost against Jeffing. So what looks like a big kingside attack may be kind of a farce. G3. It's all right. We'll wait till later to build up this attack. And Royal Python, dude, have you been playing the King's Indian all your life or something? Playing like it. And a queen on a2 is just asking to get trapped. I feel like white knows that already. Queen on a2, Pawn of the Dead, is that really for real? Is that for real? This guy. A lot of really strong positional players here today, I have to say. Kind of surprising. I mean, you expect the tacticians, you know, but not the positional types. Move 11, I know him. And like, we're looking for the d4 square there. He doesn't quite have enough on it at the moment. It's time to play knight e3. I'm gonna move it along here a little bit faster. Knight e5. Lucky I got this in time. I thought Smarf was gonna crush me. We're managing to barely be equal against Pawn of the Dead. I don't know how I managed to hold on, but g6 now, only move against Jeffing. I mean, a lot of people play very, very well here. So this whole concept of going like 46-0, or whatever it is, seems a little bit weird to me. Maybe it's just me, but an awful lot of players here are playing Master Strength. Like this guy. Tough position for black. This is really scary. This is really scary. Alright. He's got two bishops. He can work on both color complexes there. Rook b6, rook c8, I guess. Minority attack. We should be better now. This is an interesting game. Center closed up. Now move 11, making a move he's maybe blundered tactically. Exposed king. Appreciate you guys coming to watch my stream here. Knight d5. What am I gonna do, man? You're playing like a demon. Look at this maneuvering. Knight d1. Bishop d5. Try to neutralize some of his stuff. And scary position. Black moving it here, making progress. Royal Python. Threats of his own. Really love to play b4, but I just can't do it. b3 is interesting. b3. Yeah, there he is. b4 again. Just really aggravating. Knight a2, I guess. Royal Python moving up to 21-20. So queen c2. This guy made a lot of moves. A lot of moves with the similar pieces. I can always take on e3 when I need to. a3. a3, take, queen takes, check. a3, take, queen takes, check. a3. I can always do what? Knight b3 check? And then take on a3? Maybe b5 is interesting. I really want to play b6 here. Alright, so Smarf finally resolves this. We resolve the tension against him. I like this London system. We've got the upper hand there. Pawn of the Dead. Let's not make pawn moves. Alright, so it's pure time pressure at this point, guys. We've got to just keep it moving along. Bishop g1. Wow. There's a move. Man, that's pretty impressive. Knight g6, I guess. What a move that is. Holy. Simoleons. Lutz is played impressively. I'm not going to trade pieces unless I have to here. I'd eat my shirt if Lutz wasn't a master. they say. Very sophisticated positional play by him is not often seen here. The average lichess simul with bishop g1. So bishop takes b5. We're picking off a pawn. I think it's an oversight by move 11. All right, it does happen. We are human, or most of us. All right, rook takes, bishop g6. Most of us are human. This doesn't really seem like a human game. Pawn of the dead. It looks like two computers playing each other. Now, this massive threat of knight c5 is awful for me. So I just have to play knight c1 or bishop d1. It's not what I wanted. What am I going to do? a4. Look at this undermining move. Bishop g1 followed by a4, dude. I think I'll just resign now. Before it gets any more ridiculous. Maybe d5? Nah. Rook takes g2, check. This looks really ridiculous. Alright, we'll play on a few more moves. Lots of the perfect coordination. I tell you right now, that game is going to be lost. I don't need a psychic network to tell me the future. Everybody's playing extremely well. I mean, how could you possibly beat players like this 46-0? Impossible, dude. Impossible. Alright. I mean, some of them make mistakes, but there's too many good players for scores like that to be realistic. This guy's playing like a genius. Very compact. Bishop g1, a4. Master level moves. Absolutely no question. Finally a blunder. Knight takes f4. Jeffing had played a really great game until that point. h6, a very hesitant move by black. A pawn move. Doesn't like to make pawn moves. I'm going to weaken our king side just a tad there. 8 minutes left, guys. Sorry there's no time to really chat too much here. Knight check. Knight takes e3. Or queen b3 is interesting. Knight takes a3, takes, queen takes, check. I just don't see any compensation there. Knight takes, queen takes. We could sack a piece for... I don't know. Knight takes e3, I guess. Fixes his whole pawn structure. Queen b3. This looks disturbing. Sandoon, 1400. Alright, he's 1400 in blitz. You're a little better than that, man. I don't know what to say. Let's try to play the simple move since we're going to lose. Topoblito with the crazy time problem. King g2 here, or what, a4, a3. Could have some problems there on the queen side. Maybe I need to retreat. Getting a little low on time. Alright, guys. So, look at this move, b3. Alright, I just resigned, dude. Knight takes b3? Seriously? Alright, this game is so weird. Whatever, dude. That's over. Can't wait to see the center pawn loss on that one. King d7. Knight e6. Sure, I can find a way to drop this pawn back, but let's try. Yeah. Other knight to e6, maybe. And it drops a pawn immediately. How do I not drop a pawn here? Like a6 or something? That's 2 lost so far. And I don't think I'm a shabby player. But a lot of really, really strong play from my opponents, I think. You can argue that I'm just saying that, but I don't think so, guys. When we look at these games later on, you're going to believe me that these guys have played well. Very, very well in many cases. Not all cases. Look at this. Perfect play. I have to be careful not to lose here. Look at this. h6 and bishop f6 now. I almost don't have a move. I don't have a move. I'm just like zugzwang. This is pawn of the dead. 1400 in blitz. No move for me in this position. I'm just like resigns. Bishop c3, I mean. Right, dude. Just resign, I guess. I might as well just resign the pawn of the dead, 1400. That's 3 lost. No prizes, guys. Sorry about that. Alright. I know a hopeless game when I see one. And this one, okay, we've got a good bishop on c4. So against I'm not I am, he sacked a pawn, or lost a pawn. Doesn't look like he really has anything for it. A very bizarre continuation here. It's like c6. Yeah. So that's like a computer type move. c6. Alright. Sandun is also 1400 in blitz. Maybe I can find a way out of this with knight d6 or something, not taking the bait. My position is really scary though. Probably going to end up losing material no matter what I do there. So I'd be surprised if there weren't a few people getting some assistance here. Which is sad, but that's sort of unavoidable when you play a lot of players. But again, another thing, I mean, if Lance plays 100 people in a simul, I mean, there's got to be a certain amount of them cheating. You know, and how are you going to beat those people, you know? So, unfortunately, that's the way it is. You just got to ignore it and move on. Jeffing played a great game and lost a pawn. Now, this guy's Damin, also 1500. He's playing extremely well, but maybe I have a chance here. Very positional though, you know, like 1500, uber positional style. Kind of weird. You just don't see 1500s with the uber positional style. It's not that common. All right, this guy, I am not I am, feels legitimate to me. He's hanging tough down a pawn. I don't know what to do. Maybe this move? That looks like it weakens my king side. I want to play a5 somehow. Let's castle it up. Pawn of the dead 5, center pawn loss, yeah. I'm sure, dude. Whatever. It's not going to be anybody with an identity, for sure. It's just people that create random accounts. Alright, I don't care, dude. Whatever. Now white has threats here. I have to be careful. Queen b8. Back to queen b8 again. That's wonderful. Not what I really had in mind. Alright, so I think this bishop a3 thing was very questionable. And Salty Ego got a good game here. Got a good game, man. Now my bishop on c6 is just stupid. This game has been super weird all the way through. I thought I was crushed, then I was like somehow escaped. And looks like we're going to lose the pawn back here against move 11, who I know is a real player. Nothing I can do about it. Just make the best out of the situation. So Royal Python, bishop b7. So I'm kind of happy to see that move. I was getting really kind of depressed about that position too. But we're hanging in there. Big advantage. Glitzen also is a known entity, but he's a tough player to beat. I'm going to play king f8 there to avoid tactics like bishop h6. Look at this now. Demean. The uber positional player. Alright, now what's up with this ending? Should be a winning ending for me. Knight endings are notoriously unforgiving. We got no time. I like how I'm losing to the 1400s, you know. It's not the guys who are like 2300. It's only against the 1400s that I'm losing. That's kind of the interesting part about it. Because the guys who have higher ratings are real players who are like established. And whatever. This is great. Topoblito. He's really milked his time. But he has equality here completely. Oh man. Just total equality for Topoblito. So I don't know, guys. It's not easy playing a simul. Newberger, what's up, man? 1400 equals 2300. That's the way it looks. That's the way it looks. Jeffing, trading down into what should be a lost position. I am not, I am. Now what do I do? I made some progress, but I still don't see how to continue here. Maybe knight b6. Try to play like knight c4. Oh man, move 11 making life very hard there. This may be difficult for me to break through. g4, pretty radical. Okay, well, I'm definitely gonna have to sack a pawn if I want to make progress against move 11, or lose a pawn, I should say. How to do it? How best to do that? Don't know. Maybe this is just a draw. Just got enough compensation. There's like nothing to do about it. Bishop takes check. Alright. I want to drop that pawn back. So, yeah, demean. This guy is claiming to be, what, 1400 or something? 1574? Well, it's possible, dude. Pretty strong positionally. Pretty strong positional player. I feel like I'm playing a GM, honestly. I've had that feeling a lot today. which is not a good sign. Knight d4 with the monster pieces. Wait a minute here. f4? Well, what is up with this? Royal Python, you're letting me play f4 there? Seems kind of weird. Now what do we do? Oh, bishop g4, bishop h5, bishop h5. Oh, it looks like white's in trouble here. Uh-oh. I better go back to f5. Gonna lose on time on all boards. It's always a good thing. Alright, we'll just blitz and try to do the best we can, guys. Salty Ego with great compensation. This is really Topablito. Playing like Capablanca. Capablanca. Knight d5. Man, this looks bad. A lot of games with very, very low center pawn loss for my opponents today. This is one of them. Playing like God as well. I guess people just don't like to lose. I don't know how to make progress here. I mean, do I play g4 or something? It looks pretty radical. Let's try it. Move 11 usually uses a lot of time, but today he's a little faster than his usual self. Unfortunately for me. Justice Bot, what's up, man? This c3 might be necessary at some point. Keeping those pieces off of d4. Getting really low on time, guys. Knight b5. Wow. That's a super weird move. So this guy just out of thin air. Look at this tactics, like knight there, dude. Knight b5. All right, I gotta take this. All right, this might work out for me. He might be human after all. I wish I could say that for everybody. Maybe everybody's human. It's so easy to be paranoid, but there's an awful lot of strong 1400s here today. So this is not a problem. This game is super tough. I'm clearly worse in a very unpleasant position. And my pawn structure is a disaster. I think I just blundered. Yeah. We're going to get cleaned out by the 1400s today. The 1400 crew. Alright, whatever. I am making it hard for me to make progress in that game. Royal Python, indecisive. Waiting for the next computer-like move here. Should be on the way to a station near you very soon. Okay, so Glycin Literature picks off a pawn. That was an oversight by me. Nice little tactic there, buddy. Bishop g4. Hopefully we can live after that blunder. Alright. What are we doing here? Man, I am smarf. Damn, dude. I'm gonna have to sack a pawn just to relieve the pressure. So I play knight d7, maybe. Knight d7 might be okay. A little bit too panicky here. As I get down to 4 minutes, I tend to get panicky. Okay. Rook b1. SSD doing a good job defending an unpleasant position that game. And I think I've got to play c4 here. Hopefully I can just hang on against Salty Ego. Salty Ego, the only player. Yeah, there's that tactic. Queen takes e3, I missed. Yeah, this guy's another player that looks really good. 1500. Not too many center pawns lost here. I might just resign. Yeah, it looks pretty close to hopeless. We're gonna hang on a few more moves, but I think it's hopeless against him. Played like a positional genius. This guy we might be able to draw, although I wouldn't think like I'd like my chances against Capablanca or Lasker here. Topoblito. At least he used his time. Now check out this guy, how he continued this one here. Maybe Rook D8 could. Amazing game. Could hang on for me. Smarf. Alright, we need to play a little faster, I guess. Stop crying and play faster. Salty ego. Knight takes c4 with a square. Wow, an outpost. Maybe we even have winning chances against Salty Ego. I wouldn't have imagined it a while ago, but some attacking chances here against Royal Python too. Queen position. Alright. What are we gonna do, guys? Just like overprotect the center? And rook takes. I'd like to trade queens. Move 11. Kind of rolling the dice a little bit against move 11 there. Look at this guy. Won't leave me alone. Will not leave me alone. SSD. Guess I have to play B3. F5? What's F5 about? Is that possibly a mistake? F5 sacking a pawn? What is that about? A deep pawn sacrifice or human move? Got a great outpost, Salty Ego, letting me in the E5 there. Alright, we need some technique now. How about a little technique? King on H1. Bishop G5. Man. Alright. Glides in Literatura. You have like tactics here too, right? Rook D6 and further tactics. Very annoying, dude. Pinning me. Knight D4, everything. Every kind of tactic. Jeez, dude. No time. I'm just down a clear pawn for nothing there. Rook F8 now. Okay, that's interesting. I guess Rook A1 or something. Bishop B6 trading the bad bishop off would allow Bishop H6 now again. So we can't do that. Let's just stay centralized. Smart 1500 making. It's hard to beat a 1500, you know. It really is. Surprising how tough everybody is. You'd think if I was like that much higher rated than the average player, wow, that's a weakening move. A very weakening move by I am not I am. Kind of risky, you might say. So we lost 3 already. That's quite a bit. This guy just won't leave me alone, man. Driving me crazy, dude. SSD with like the positional attempts. Rook takes rook, rook takes rook. Where's my counterplay here? 96. Is 96 anything? Alright, queen. Those knights look a little misplaced from the king's side. They look like they moved quite a distance from the king's side. I've got rook here. Tactics that don't work. Knight B6 might come in handy there. Let's play F5, man. Good old Benoni move. Okay, F4. Don't have to ask me twice. Salty Ego. So this game, I was suspicious of black, but now Bishop A4, it got pretty weird. See, he is human after all. Domino, I thought, played really mean positional game for a long time. A5. We don't get a lot of cheaters in the simuls, which is good, but they do occasionally pop up. F5 here. You take with the queen. Why not, man? Why not do F5, King F7? Alright. Feel like I should have some compensation here for this pawn. Maybe B4. Glide Simulator are kind of tied up. Now, very active bad bishop for our friend Salty Ego. And here, I'm waiting for the next tactic from Sandoon. Because it just seems like a never-ending barrage of like tactical tricks. Queen D6. Look at this, taking advantage of A3 here. Wow. SSD, what's up, guys? Justice Bot. Guys, my. Oh no. My mod is talking about Melania Trump. I don't believe it. You're so almost fired. That is so ridiculous. Alright. A3. He must be just trying to provoke me or something. Bishop F8. Kind of passive, maybe. Bishop G5 is better. I'm just trying to hang on in this one. This is kind of gross. I don't like having all my pawns on the squares, the dark squares there. Rook E5, good. Good move, sir. Let's try to redeploy. Yeah, so we should be able to squeeze I am not I am here somehow. But how? But how? It's not so easy, right? Not so easy to squeeze him. If I could only play B4 somehow. Alright, let's just play a quick move. Sometimes you have control over the position, you can afford to take some time to think about it. And then G5, man. It's a disturbing move. Alright, that hangs a pawn, right? Wow, this game. This game is really freaking me out, man. I have to say. It is entirely freaking me out. Alright, rook takes rook, rook takes rook. Maybe H3. There it is, D5. I know, dude. I saw it coming. Should threaten something new. It's sort of unbelievable. Knight C4, maybe? B4. Down to 4 minutes. Wow. Let's mix it up a little bit. Rook A7. Absolutely no winning chances for me here against Topoblito. 0 winning chances. That's always good. That's where that's the place you want to be, you know. The 0 winning chances. G4. What did I do? What was my plan again? Against this guy? Man, I don't know how I'm making progress in this game. So we can try. Bishop E4. Salty Ego has a perfect score, but today it looks like he has good chances for at least a draw. And F4. Alright. So, he is down a pawn, though. Okay. Or is it 2 pawns or 1 pawn down? Look at this move, King B3. Are you serious, man? King B3? Where do you find these moves? B5, Bishop C5. What if I take on B2? That has to be a trap. Take on B2, Bishop D4. Come on now. Get out of here, sand dune. Wow. H5. King E2, excuse me. King E2. Wow, I like it. Alright. I gave away my H5 idea. And G5 here. This is starting to look good. Yeah, this is starting to look really good. This Lopez. Oh, can't win a piece. Yeah, I think Smarf is finally in trouble. So, we lost like 3 so far. Uh-oh, this looks dangerous for white. I mean, for black, man. I could sack a piece here. I believe in this. This feels like an automatic piece sacrifice. I didn't even calculate. Practically, bishop takes h5 there. Looks like an automatic to me. Knight a4. That's a weird move. Wow. Yeah, let's think about this for a minute. This is getting so convoluted. It's unbelievable convoluted. Knight a4. What a move. All right, let's get this guy in the game here. Knight e2, Knight a2 back. He's defending d3. What am I supposed to do here, man? I don't know what to do. A neutral move. Move 11. Looks like he's in trouble. We've got rook c7, which looks really, really scary for black. Well, he has some counterplay. Wow, blunder from SS. Wow, SSDD actually blundered. Haven't had many blunders, too. I can think of. This one we should be able to grind down now. Kind of close the lines up. So the king side is closed over there. Salty Ego. Should have knight against good knight against bad bishop. Just as spot. We made the simul a little longer today. I don't know if you noticed. Yeah, this guy's scaring me. He's played really positional chess. But now, it may be getting a little weird. Rook takes... I was scared of like e4 there. I thought, oh my god, the guy's gonna like come up with some kind of computer move. Okay, I think I have to be careful here and I can hold a draw. Rook takes c6. Rook takes h5. Rook e6. So I can do this. I can actually do this. Alright, SSD not resigning. That's fine. Knight c6 now. Yeah, I should prove. I don't know, man. Alright. Taking my king is open there. I have to watch out here against Salty Ego. Because he does have some threats against my king on g2. Bishop b1. What a move that is. I don't have the file. Damn. It's ridiculous. e5 doesn't even work. Just taking a pawn, I guess. Greed is good. This looks like a really strong attack to me against Gleitson. Maybe it's not enough. We'll see. The knight coming to f5 and the h-file looks too strong. He's up a pawn, but he underestimated the attacking potential. Bot justice. And you got to go from 1,800 to 2,800 in a week. Guys, Simul's a little longer today. We're going to be going to like probably 9:15, 9:20, 9:25. Rook e3. I expected as much. Queen b2. Then you've got, if queen b2, you've got rook b3, which is kind of annoying. Maybe I have a better square. Queen a4. Queen b2. Oh, this is probably good. Alright, we've got just enough time. The 40-second increment helps a little bit. We got queen h4. Another attack on the e4 pawn. I saw that too. I saw that. Now what am I going to do? Like queen f2? This is ridiculous. Totally lost my thread here. King h2. What else is there? I mean, am I worried about... He's not going to win a pawn there. So, okay, rook d7. Rook c5 with threats. Amazing game, by the way, there. I thought he was using a computer. Guess not. Against Salty Ego, we're going to transpose into the ending, where we're happy to do that because we are up material. And this one, am I getting mated or something? No. He's got queen e1 check, but I have bishop g1. I have to be careful here, though. Really see... maybe the other capture, though, is safer. Yeah, I guess so. Alright, ending. Anybody? We lost 3 games, at least. Knight f5 check is like no mate because he goes to f6. So we got to keep that option available, I think. Okay, we can go there and take his rook on e7, I guess. But he's holding on somehow on some lines. So maybe we just play rook h1 first and then go from there. Knight c3. Well, the a pawn looks pretty strong here. Just start that guy in motion. Should be winning the game. Okay, trading queens is fine by me. I know I have all my pawns on the wrong square, but I can probably correct a couple of them, and it's not enough for black to win. I'll be happy with a draw there. What about queen a5 here? I feel like I'm not like winning this game. I have the feeling I'm not winning. Man, Royal Python, scary player at times. Bishop g4 is interesting. He could sack he could go h5. Well, yeah, I'm not in the mood for you fixing my pawns. Alright guys, we got just enough time, I think. Hold on this one. Hold on against Topoblito with the worse bishop. Make a draw, which should be a good result. Sandoon defending and seeing the threat against his pawn there. Nice job, man. Sees that. Not an easy position for me. This is going to be a tough position to win. Check. And then what? King a2. So, life is not easy, guys. Not easy. Bishop f6, maybe? This one is not a game where I really want to take a draw, dude. I'm up a clear pawn here. take my chances in that. All right. Queen b4, Queen b7, what have you. Let's keep it simple. Yeah, this is. I should offer a draw in that game. No winning chances at all. Stopolito's absolutely draw. e4. We go for it here. Queen d8 check. Knight c5 or knight e5. It's knight c5 or e5. It's tough call. We like the knight centralized. I like my winning chances here, though. He offered me a draw. That's not a difficult position for me to play without risk. Bishop c8. Whoa. Oh man, you are asking for it with that move, Python. Where did your time go? Where did your time go? Pawn takes g6. Holy crap. Pawn takes g6. I'm doubled on the 7th suddenly. I think Python was doing good, but got carried away. Just lost the thread. Now rook d8 trying to trade. Looks like the answer against Sandoon. Really need to get that rook off the 7th. And this position, not so easy to get through there. Queen h8, I guess, or just check again. Really see how to make progress here. Check again. Or maybe I should go to h8. What am I doing there, though? Yeah, I'm hallucinating. Queen d7 check. I'm having hallucinations. That's not a good sign. I hallucinated his bishop could go to e8 in that position. Not a good sign. Maybe g4, g5 there. Alright. Well, you never know. Black could even lose this if he's... I don't see how, though. Alright, bishop takes bishop. We break through on the 7th with what should be a strong attack. What else? I mean, I could take on f7 first, but it doesn't seem necessary. Against Demian, I mean, I feel like I'm lucky not to lose. I mean, I don't see how I can break his fortress. And with a bad bishop, maybe a rook e1? But how do I attack e3 again? Maybe I can do it. Rook e1? He'll have some tricks. Queen c8 check, rook e1, e3, then another check. Let's try this check. Alright. And now rook c4. Rook a6 or what? It's all good. Don't want to hang any pawns. We're getting a little low on the clock here. Sure, I went the right way there. Hogs on the 7th. But time. Time is the issue, guys. And then my idea was, what? Queen e8? Actually, Queen e8. Rook on f6 is in a very bad position. Check. Did I blunder or something against Glideson Literatura? I like lose a winning position or something? Very possible. Would be something I would do, typically. Let's just play this. Quick moves. King e4. Queen takes d5. Interesting. Kind of missed that. Rook E1. Maybe I went too far against Demian. Now, what is up with this position? We got nothing here. Damn. Starting my queen. Kidding me? I'm like lost here. That's so sick. Queen takes knight. Totally missed it to the last minute. Alright, I have to trade rooks. And now this guy is getting kind of feisty. Smar 1560. Okay. Let the clock get a little out of control. We can kind of gain some time, maybe. Queen takes c3 check. Holy crap. Are you kidding me? It's probably some perp draw. Wow, what a move. Alright. Looks like a perp draw. Maybe not. Yeah, I'm losing. Kidding me? That's crazy, dude. If you saw that in advance. Queen h8 check isn't working here. Guess I'm just lost again. Queen check. What am I doing? Wow, I'm having hallucinations again. Alright, hallucinations are not good, guys. Multiple draw offers are not good. Queen f4. I don't want to hear about any more simuls where people played like 100 games. Okay, this is a draw and ending, I guess. I should just be glad I didn't lose in that one. Are we doing here? Maybe we're drawing this. Kind of lucky. I feel like I should have lost. Wow, alright. No time to think about it. Should have lost against Demian. I feel very fortunate not to have lost. A6, excellent winning chances in this one. G4 now. That pawn fixed. Check. What's up with this ending, guys? Topoblito is going to be winning that. Oh man, you gotta be kidding me. Takes, bishop takes, king f8 first. And he has an in-between move, saving himself. Queen d3. what's the deal with this position, guys? So if I trade here and bring my king up, he plays d4. I take, and I'm too slow. So that was probably not the best. It's probably a draw. This is a pure draw. Thanks for the game, man. Quite an adventure that was. I hope I can win this. They're letting him close it up. Salty ego. Yeah, that move, unfortunately. I have to be careful here. Do I really want to let him do that? Not really. So queen takes check, king g1. Or king h2. King g1, I guess. Yeah, this is looking pretty drawish. Smarf is finally getting like down on clock time. There's got to be a way to make progress here against Salty Ego with this outside pass pawn. Thanks for the draw, Royal Python. Quite a game there, man. Maybe I can win a few. Interesting game, dude. Somehow we're up a pawn against Sandoon. What a game that was. A lot of interesting games today. H5. He's got to go. Should have good winning chances here, actually. What's up with this? That rookening should really be a draw. Knight d5. What on earth is that? Wow, this is some kind of insane sacrifice. Well, first of all, I mean, I don't have to take it, you know. It doesn't force anything. If I do take it and, you know, get it like a passed pawn, alright. If I just don't take it, I don't want to calculate. You can have your knight, man. So, b4, a4, check, and b4. Hope this has some chance of winning. Quite an interesting game against Gleitzen Literatura there. And b4. Happy to take a draw there against Gleitzen after that catastrophic complication that I thought I was just totally lost after blundering a pawn. And then another tactic. I thought I was just winning with the sacrifice. Missed another tactic there. There's just 4 games left. Smarf, we declined to sacrifice. Winning against I'm Not I Am. Sandoon were better. Salty Ego were better. So we're winning in all these games. Let's see if we can finish them off. Already lost a bunch though. 3 or 4. Knight e5, knight takes g6. I thought, oh man, really? But I thought he had a way to protect that. I had a double attack. Man, I had a double attack. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me, man? We break through with e5, and I think I'm winning there. This one looks Pretty tough to win. 3 rooks against 3 rooks. Alright, that extra pawn, man. This is how you do it. What's up with this position? How do you make progress here? We force him. We got 9 o'clock. What about if I take the pawn now? It doesn't look... It looks a little better than the other version. Still. Rook d8 is asking to lose. Let's make a safe move. Actually, we can all make safe moves here. Alright, so Sandoon is... in a quandary. Not the 2100 players that give me problems, it's the 1400s. Not surprising, though. Alright, is this a draw? This is a draw, man. Alright. I wanted to make progress here. Knight b3. Rook d7. I think we've got this one. Oh, we don't have this one. This is going to be very, very close. But 2 pawns should be winning, especially that far separated. Let's see. Maybe not, though. Been a while since I played this kind of ending. Upscaler bishops, too far separated. No, it's got to be a win. There is a slight problem. Clint Eastwood. How could I have taken a free knight? Really? I had a fork to win the g6 pawn. I totally missed that, Justice. I mean, I thought it would, like, if I went knight e5, he had bishop f5 all the time, like defending both things. So, okay, queen b4 now. I think Smar finally like got too fancy here and didn't protect his rook. But he sure gave me a scare in this game. So this game looks like this should be a win. We should be a win. Alright, let's get him off my pawn. Kind of convoluted, you know, a little bit weird to let his king out a little bit. I don't think it matters. Got to get coordinated there. So what's up here? Bishop g7 or something? Or we just wait? We don't have to do anything. Actually, rook c4. Debatable, huh? We got a little time now. Maybe bishop f4. Bishop d6. I mean, this has got to be winning for me. Come on. Bishop g7. It's got to be winning. Alright. Bishop f5. Alright. Accurate to the last. Could be a long game, huh? Queen b1. Gotta watch my f7 square. Alright. f4. f4 should be winning. All pawns in the correct color. Alright. f7, baby. There it is. And The 7th rank. Ode to the 7th rank. This is gonna be a win, man. Could trade rooks. Sand Dune. What is your rating again? 1430 in Blitz. Man, dude, this is an interesting game, dude. It's like, oh man, I ground down that 2200, but it wasn't easy. E5. Salty Ego giving up. Giving up. He was so close in this game. Two pass pawns. Can't stop them both. Can you? Looks kind of tough, dude. I mean, this move is also good. 96. It's brutal. Alright. I'm sure the skeptics there will have some... Where did my games go? How do I only have one game? Everybody resigned? You got me, William. Could resign move 11. No, dude, I don't think so. I think you messed up. I think you had a good game, actually. You gotta have the right color rook pawn here. I think you had a very good compensation, sir. And only later did you make a mistake. I think after bishop a3, I'm up a pawn, but you have massive comp, and I'm not thinking I'm better at all there. I think I was lucky. Your follow-up was bad. No, I think you handled yourself okay in the opening. I mean, I wouldn't recommend playing the reversed or declined or whatever deferred Fred in general. Ops-colored bishops, but the pawns are too far apart, are they not? And how is he going to set up a blockade here? I have the right color rook pawn. Is it too far advanced? No. I mean, right color rook pawn, pawns far apart. Well fought, Salty Ego. Alright, so we're down to last game, guys. No spoilers for last game, okay? We got beat down by some 1400s. I didn't play that well tonight, but I think we managed a sort of par score. Not really great. I expect better of myself, but we're about par for the course, so to speak. How about a king and pawn endgame? What do you think about that, Sand Dune? Would you like that? No, not today. And we get a little king position, so that was a good finesse. This guy is tricky as hell. I'm thinking this is a win. Gotta challenge, somebody's challenging me to blitz, Sharkosaurus or something, okay. Alright, f5, the pawn's gotta start going anyway at some point. Then he'll attack it, it goes to f4, it's fine. Might as well start moving him. Might as well get him going. I'm sorry, that was mean, Just Spot. I have a very mean streak. Thank you for joining me, guys. With Sand Dune's game, man, it put me under a lot of psychological pressure. That's why you don't want to play the Scandinavian. with knight f6. But anyway, very strange game, this. Somehow I'm prevailing. I don't really know how. I thought I was going to lose, honestly, out of the opening. And then there were very strange moments where even later I thought I'm probably going to lose. But somehow we are here in this. Opposite bishop ending, very instructive, actually. As Justice Bot pointed out, the key factor is that this A-pawn queens on a dark square. And that is the only reason I'm winning. If this was an A-pawn, if it was like mirror image position where that was on a white square, it would be a draw. Easily. Glight's an interesting game. A lot of fun games today, guys. Kind of stressful, but fun. Yeah, Glightson, that was a classic King's Indian attack kind of position. I don't know. So time to maneuver here. It's bishop e3. I don't think I can really make a mistake unless it's like dropping a pawn outright here. That would be the only thing, a piece or a pawn. There really isn't any way I can mess this up. So he resigned. Wow. Good game, man. 18 wins, 5 draws, 3 losses. Clearly, I'm not setting any Guinness Book of Records, but I think it was a little better than last time. And this is the most players I played. Usually I play like 20, sometimes 22, 23. Now we've played 26 today with a slightly longer time control, 40-40. Guys, don't forget to check out my YouTube videos. It's video chess training on YouTube. I try to upload all my videos and streams from here. And if you're interested in lessons or any chess questions you need answered, send me an email, videochesstrainer@gmail.com. Thanks, Justice Bot, for your commentary, and not too bad. Thanks for the support, you know. And yeah, that's about it, guys. We're gonna hand it over. Only 3 cheaters. I don't know, man. It's not clear. The possible cheaters. I'm gonna put them in the middle category. You know, they're not convicted. They're cheaters, non-cheaters, and people who I'm suspicious of, but I'm not gonna be sure of until I've played several games against them. So they go in the in-between category of they're under surveillance. These guys. So anyway, I want to thank everybody for joining me here, International Master William Paschall, again from the U.S. We're going to stream again on Sunday, our Europa stream, 10 a.m., and it's going to be Blitz and Classical Chess. You'll convict them. I haven't had time to look at the Senapon loss yet, so I'm not sure. They could just be really strong players. Anyway, we thank everybody for joining me, and we'll see you next time. Probably next time will be a Sunday simul. Next stream, again, Sunday morning, 10 a.m. Blitz and Classical Chess. Thanks again. Bye-bye, guys.